Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, let me start by expressing that I'm very happy to be in a room which is full of people who lead eminent brands in this industry of fashion and retail. Uh, I'm part of eCart. eCart, as you know, is the supply chain arm of Flipkart. And what I would be covering in the next 15 minutes, or I would like to talk in the next 15 minutes, is our reflections as the supply chain arm of Flipkart. Uh, what are the some of the challenges that this industry is facing, and how we are trying to solve it. Right. So that's what I would wanted to cover. So on the customer side, right, what we have seen is that the boundaries between the online, offline are blurring, right? So when e-commerce came in, it was supposed to be more, metro phenomena, tier one phenomena, but now we are seeing increasingly customers from tier two, tier three going online, right? Similarly, after the small blip during COVID, customers are back to malls, to stores, right? So the boundaries are truly, going away. Now, as customers are moving from offline to online, the expectations still remain that the experience will be similar to what was there in offline, right? So they want to see the product, touch and feel the product before they really get it. So things like try and buy, etc., are expected. Uh, the other thing is customers also want a hassle-free and quick return, right? So if they don't like a product, they want to return it. When they go to a shop, it is like they can decide whether they want to buy or not. But when they go and buy online, they want to return it instantly. Uh, Also, because now customer has access to online, offline, they are expecting absolutely endless aisle of inventory, right? So it's not that you only go to a store and you have certain inventory; the entire inventory is available to them. And finally, the expectation on speeds are also improving. So just day before yesterday, on my friend's WhatsApp group, somebody asked that, I want to buy India World Cup T-shirt, right? So where can I buy it? So one guy suggested you can buy it, from the official website of ICC, right, which was showing a 2 to 3 days delivery time. Another friend suggested you can buy it from one of the fashion retailer, which was showing a next day delivery. And then immediately a third person suggested that you can buy it from one of the hyper local platforms, right? You can get it in 10 minutes. So the expectations are now changing. It's like instant gratification. These are some of the challenges or requirements from the customer side. Now, what it impacts as a supply chain, right? Uh, so while now customers are spread across the country, so there can be a customer who is in Darjeeling and ordering a kurti from somebody in Jaipur, right? This has to be done at a fraction of cost, right? So the cost expectations are high from the supply chain. uh, as you go to the customers and you open up to the customers, you need to be closer to the customers. So one study we did internally was that most of the brands, they have maybe 2 or 3 warehouses in the country. Beyond that, they don't have a warehouse, right? So being closer to a customer is also a requirement from speed and cost perspective. Next, while a lot of offline companies are going online, and now online companies are also opening up offline store, the cross-channel coordination is a challenge. There is no seamless experience across the channels. And while returns is an expectation from the customer side, for the retailer and the companies, the cost of returns is high in terms of the pilferages that happen and the frauds that happen, right? And finally, a lot of offline brands, they need to adapt to the online experience. So these are some of the challenges that we have seen. Now, what we are trying to do as an eCart, right? Uh, eCart started off being a captive for Flipkart, and we are now the biggest supply chain company in the country by volumes. But what also happened is that we handle about 80 odd categories, right? So we handle a fridge and we also handle a mobile. We handle a t-shirt, we also handle a shoe, right? And over the years, what we have understood is that the supply chain needs to cater to specific category requirement, right? Each consumer of a category is different. You cannot have a one size fit all kind of a solution. From that insight, we said that whatever we have created for Flipkart is relevant to the country. So we came up with our purpose statement, which was powering India, powering you, which means that our supply chain is now open to everybody in this room. You can use our supply chain. What we have built over the years is a massive logistics infra. So we have about 70 odd warehouses. Typically in every state capital, we have a warehouse, right? And that is open for everybody. Each of these warehouse has a sortation center. So, we can connect it on the same day to the customer, which means we save speed. Also, we have a massive truck network, about 7,000 odd trucks plying daily. And this can connect inventory between warehouses and also to the stores. We have about 3,500 odd delivery hubs last mile, which covers 15,000 odd pin codes, which means that we are in a 10-kilometer radius of your customer, right? We can deliver it quickly. And as I said, we cover about 80 odd categories. While doing all of this, we have a strong focus on gender diversity as well as sustainability in terms of sustainable packaging, electrical vehicles, etc., etc. Now, these are some of the solutions that we have built specifically for fashion as an industry, which will be of interest to all of you. The first among that is an open box delivery, right? So a person who is buying, let's say, a high value watch, right, or an expensive blazer, would want to see the product before he really takes it, right? Because somebody ordering online might have the notion that it can be a fake or there can be some issue. So we have an open box delivery as a product available. The second thing we have built is a very, very strong RVP product, right? So we spoke about returns being one of the areas where retailers bleed money. So we have made a very strong three-way check process for RVP. It means that when a product is picked from a customer, we do a quality check, which can be defined as per the category of the product. We take a photograph of the product which has been picked, and then when we deliver it back to a retailer or a seller, we take the photograph and do an open box delivery to the seller as well, right? So you know exactly what was picked and what was given back to the seller. We have a very unique product that we have built for, which is specifically for fashion. The insight came that almost 60% of the returns happen because of the size and fit issue, right? So you order a size 10 and you need, let's say, size 9. Now, what happens is that typically people return that product, but they don't buy it again, right? So what we have is an hand-in-hand exchange, which means you can return a product, and at the same time, when the person comes to take the return product, he will also deliver a fresh product. So you can change the product hand to hand, which is very similar to mimicking a offline channel, right? And the last thing is around Omni pickup. So a lot of offline retailers and brands are going online, right? And they have massive offline presence. So we have a very, very good Omni channel setup where we can go and pick up from the malls. We understand how each mall operates, what are the pickup timings, etc., etc. That has been customized. Then the speed that we offer is customized to the requirement. So a low value product does not need a very high speed. We can give a surface transport and something which requires air movement, that is also available. We have come up with a very interesting concept which is known as community warehouse. So if you are let's say a small D2C brand or a brand that wants to try out in a very small way, let's say in east part of the country, right? So you can pay per use and be part of our community warehouse. Technology is provided by us, operations is provided by us. You just start with a pay per use. The next piece that we have really invested in is refurbishment, and we have state-of-art refurbishment centers all located with our warehouses. Here what we do is that the products that come back, we are able to refurbish it and reinventorize, and we have almost 95% reinventorization rate, and that is one of the biggest pain point for the retailers that come across. Finally, we have also created a large supply chain, which means that if you want to move loads between warehouses or to your retail outlets, that is also something which is available. So these are some of the solutions that we have built specifically for fashion industry. Just to end, what we have basically created is an end-to-end supply chain, right? So if you are a brand which manufactures or imports from the port of import or from the factory, the movement to the central warehouse, from the central warehouse, movement to a regional warehouse that a company might have, and from there to a retailer or a distributor in case of an offline brand. At the same time, if it is an online brand, the movement to the end consumer. So all of this and whatever comes in between can be managed and offered by eCard. So that's the end-to-end 4PL supply chain that we built. In building so, because it is all solution available under one roof, what we believe is, we can improve the ease of doing business because now there is a single window solution, right? In past, a brand might have to go to 3 different players to, take, let's say, last mile delivery, warehousing, and truck movement. Here it is available under one window. Also, we have deep design expertise. So what we feel is that each company needs a customized solution, right? It's not that we have one solution which will fit everyone. So what we do is that when we engage with a company, we understand the requirement and we design the solution which is very, very specific to the company itself. Rapid scalability, as I said, we have about 25 odd locations. So it's just a plug and play. If you are working in one location, you want to try out in a different location, it can be done practically in a week or two, right? We spoke about the value-added services, including refurbishment, open box delivery, which we covered. And finally, we can be an end-to-end a 3PL partner doing the full service for you. Finally, in doing this, the cost of doing business also comes down because the handshakes comes down, right? Now it is one partner and not 3 partners. And typically the losses and the issues happen in the handshake, right? One partner doesn't work with another well. So that issue is out of the window. Other interesting solution we have come up with is called Sourcing Hub. So many of the brands, work closely with Flipkart and Myntra, right, which are the parent companies. Now, this solution, what it does is that you can, if you want to give the inventory to, let's say, 10 warehouses of Flipkart, you can just give it to us at one location and then we'll spread it out for you, right? So we take away the headache of getting slots, getting, inventory moved, etc., etc. We have seen with most of our brands that when we work with them, the speed of delivery improves up to 1 day. We have seen with brands, and there are case studies where the 2-day deliveries has actually doubled. The speed has doubled. And finally, the life cycle improves and we take you closer to the customer. So having said that, we work with almost 200 odd, brands in the country across categories. These are some of the testimonials from the happy customers. I just wanted to leave you with that. And yeah, that brings me to the end of the session. I don't think we have time budgeted for questions. So in case you want to discuss or know more about our services, we have our team available locally over here. And please feel free to walk down to our booth. Thanks.